So I'm back out here on the porch with the garden again. I've even brought the flowers in and everything. But I'm gonna be just sitting out here doing, watching the rain fall, and I figured, oh, I'll make another video, why not? I'm trying to climb over the garden right now to get here. But you can see it's nice, it's peaceful watching the rain fall here. And I figured, why not? I'll just ramble a little bit. There's nothing wrong with rambling in the rain. So I'm sitting here, like I said, watching the rain fall and thinking about different things. And I've got this sweatshirt on. This sweatshirt, it's just a faded glory Walmart $15, $16 special sweatshirt, hooded sweatshirt that my wife bought me a couple of Christmases ago. Not this Christmas, and not the Christmas before. So about 3 years ago. We didn't have any money at all. I was working for $12 an hour at the oyster farm, and we had no money, and it was freezing. It was that really, really cold winter where it was just brutally, brutally cold, and it was not fun on the water. Anyway, it was cold. It was really cold. And Christmas that year, this is all my wife, that's all we could afford. My wife got me this sweatshirt. And I've had since then, and lost it, a nice Carhartt insulated sweatshirt. But I tell you what, this is probably one of my favorite sweatshirts of all time. We had, it's one of my favorite pieces of clothing. We had absolutely nothing, and she bought that for me so that I could be warm on the water, because she knew it was really, really cold. And like I said, it's just the regular, it's a Walmart special, but I put this on more often than not. This is the sweatshirt that I want to be wearing. And in fact, I got my other hand in the pocket, and I was filling up a tire on something. I think it was my truck the other day. I'm sure if I go over to my truck, the valve stem will be off. Valve stem cover will be off. But yeah, this sweatshirt, I would wear this as one of my layers at the oyster farm in that brutally, brutally cold winter. And it was really the only thing that she could afford to get me, that we could afford to get that year. And I absolutely love this sweatshirt. And I'm looking at my hair and seeing that it's a little off here, and that's okay. Like I said, I'm just kind of rambling on this one. Another thing I figured I'd talk about, I had that little razor knife that I did the video on, and I guess there's a reason I didn't use that, because it's kind of fun. It fell apart after 2 or 3 times using it. But I have this knife here, and I've had this forever. This is probably the knife that I've had the longest, now that I think about it. And I got this, maybe I should turn it so you can see it. Yes. It is a buck bantam, and you can see it's about the same size as the other buck knife that I love, and it's got about the same grip. And I bought this, it had a pocket clip on there so that you can wear it on your pocket like a piece of pocket jewelry. And I do like to do that with my Leatherman, but the Leatherman has even felt too heavy lately. So I said, oh, let me try this. And I pulled that pocket clip off, and I just throw it in my pocket. And I tell you what, I have popped open quahogs with this knife from here to here, gotten it into the side and wrenched them open. You can see I've reground the tip on this knife because I have popped open oysters with this, if you can believe it. I have gotten this in, and the trick with using a knife like this, any kind of a lockback knife, if you're gonna pop open oysters, and listen to a guy who worked on an oyster farm when he tells you this. The trick is don't get back here and be like, oh, I got all this leverage and I can use this, because no, you've only got to here. It's a folding knife. Ooh, I'm surprised I could do that. It's a folding knife. You've only got to here. That's your leverage point. Grab it here. Yeah, you're going to have to work for it, and yeah, you're going to have really strong fingers and thumb and whatnot, but you can get that in there. I promise you. You can get that oyster open like that. Just don't do it back here because you break it. This knife, I've had this forever. I bought this at a Dick's Sporting Goods. I was dating this girl at the time, and we went to a Dick's Sporting Goods, and I needed a knife because the Leatherman wave that I showed you, I couldn't figure out how to get the blade sharp, and this is before I knew what I was doing. And I said, oh, I need to get another knife. So I bought this because it's a buck knife and it had the pocket clip and it's simple and I like it. And I even took the pocket clip off, like I said, because I kept taking it out of my pocket and it'd get caught on things, and it'd get big, it'd get bumped into things and whatnot. And it got pulled, so the little thing was out and it would always get caught on stuff and it wouldn't stay in my pocket. So I said, I'm just going to keep it as a pocket knife. And you can see all of this. So I had two knives that I would carry on me when I was on the oyster farm, and this is the one that went in the front pocket of my raincoat, my foul weather gear, which we wore pretty much all the time, unless it was really warm, and then this went actually on a lanyard around my neck. This was my rough use knife. Like I've hit the back of this with a hammer. I used to take this and use this whenever I had to cut lines and stuff underwater. Instead of using the other buck knife, I would use this one. And you can see I would bring it back into the boathouse each night. I would take a piece of sandpaper and rub off all the rust and spray the whole thing with WD-40. And I'd leave it right on the sink until the next morning because my gear was right next to the sink. And I'd come back in and I'd fold it. I'd spray it with WD-40 again, and I'd fold it up and throw it back in my pocket. And I have beat the hell out of this knife, and I just can't kill it. No matter what, I can't kill it. I was using it the other day. One of the downspouts had a clog in it, and I got into it and twisted it a little bit and managed to take it off using this as a pry bar. I sharpen it with a diamond file, and I've got it sharp enough that I cut myself the other day doing something with it, but it's a good knife, and it's a knife that I kind of didn't do anything with for a while, and I'm glad I'm using it again. It's a buck bantam, and I really like it. It's a good knife. But my wife has just texted me that I need to light the grill. So I think I gotta get going. So buck bantam and a sweatshirt after chasing the garden in for a hailstorm. So if you're watching, thank you. I hope wherever you are, you're comfortable and that God is with you. Thank you.